What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to another Silver and Blood video. Alright folks, we got ourselves an updated tier list. That's right, a brand new unit is out, and it looks like we're going to be doing this quite often just because there are major changes whenever a big meta unit comes out. And I'm not lying to you, this unit right here is absolutely game changing. So if you have not already checked it out, Timeless Iona is one of the, if not the best units to have come out to this point, and she's making the game a lot more fun and a lot easier for many people. So let's go over the tier list, guys, and talk a little bit about everyone that is involved here. Now I do want to make a little point here. I'm going to put SR in this little section here just so everyone is aware. Now the point of SRs, and I'm going to make this very clear, is anyone who's playing early game, your SRs are going to be used for transfusion purposes only. They're going to be used specifically to get your units up to level 160, and once you've got enough dupes of an SSR, then you will take out your SRs and essentially just not use them anymore. But for the time being, we're only going to put them under the SR section, and they're going to primarily be used for that reason alone. Now, I've had a chance and opportunity to finally test every single unit, so I'm going to give you guys my take on every single one and give you guys the full breakdown of what I think is and is not in each of these sections, okay? So let's go ahead and start off with this tier list, guys, and give you a little bit of a breakdown on who belongs where. So we're gonna start with Pierre over here in C section. Just overall not that used, honestly. Not a bad unit overall, but honestly way better out there. And this is gonna be kind of the ebb and flow of these tier lists, right? It's like these units can definitely be used to some extent, such as Amy, to get attack speed up, but they're just not as good as their counterparts, right? If we're doing a tier list in terms of looks, trust me, some of these units would be way higher and way lower, but because we know these units are going to be pretty much eclipsed by a lot of their counterparts, this is going to make it a lot easier for us to put them in a lower rank, even if the unit is fairly useful. Okay, just so you guys can see there. So we'll go CCC there. I'm going to throw in Celine in here as well too. So this is going to run up your C level. All of these units are absolutely garbage in comparison to, again, either their class, their moon symbol, or just, again, their counterpart, right? So keep that in mind. This is kind of how we're going to base this off of it. Okay, going over to B now. So for B here, we're going to put Octavia. Oh, sorry, this should say B. My bad, guys. B. This should be A, S, S, S. And then we're going to put Godly. All right, that's actually what I wanted to do. We're gonna put God. This is a whole other tier that we're gonna specifically create for a couple different things. All right, so let's keep going here. So Octavia, we're gonna put here. Honestly, like the thing with Octavia is that she's great at doing magic up, like magic damage up. For that reason alone, she's useful to have. But again, we're starting to see more units come out with way more buffs that just matter a lot more, right? So we're going to put her there. We're going to go ahead and put Theophane there. Again, used for taunting, decent tank, can do physical damage up. But right now, quite honestly, magic damage is so much more superior in almost every format. It's not really worth putting them any further. Nicole, I'm going to put up here as well too. Where's she at? Nicole, great looking unit. Love the outfit, love the eyes, love the hair. Unfortunately, just not that useful. Mass is going to drop down a spot down to B as well. I had her in A originally, but honestly, her AoE damage that she does with her ultimate, killing her, essentially is not becoming any more useful than it used to be. It's very niche, and it's going to remain niche most likely until we get another unit that can practically replace her, right? So just keep that in mind as well too. Augustin, we're gonna put in. I'm gonna put in B as well too. Not a bad warrior. Mainly the main things for Augustin is just to be a disruptor. There specifically to do two things. Number one, pull the furthest unit close to you. Number two, stun units and keep them close by to the team. Honestly, outside of that, okay damage, not the greatest, right? So that's just right there. John is another one I'm gonna put back in B here. There's gonna be a lot of Bs here, guys, just because they're just not. Again, they don't belong up here and they don't belong down here. They're just kind of the middle ground niche units that you can use here and there for specific modes, but as far as it goes. Reese is another one, too high of an alt. I mean, it does go down once other people use alts, but by then the battle is usually over. And again, way more powerful units to get the job done. Let's see, who else do I have? Gilrain. Gilrain's another one. Gilrain might even belong down here, to be honest. I don't like him very much, but I think he is still better than the ones down here. So there you guys go. That's probably going to spark your B ranks right there. And now we're going to go over to the A ranks. These units are obviously a little bit better, but not far from the bottom. Keep that in mind. Okay, these units are like, okay, I can use them through story mode. I can probably use them in a little bit of PvP, but they're going to be outshined very often and very quickly. All right, so Triss, I'm going to put Triss over Gilrain. She does do a little bit better damage for single targets. Keep that in mind if you're looking for single targets. A is not too bad for Triss especially, but she definitely is, again, out damaged by most of her similar type of units. Okay, I'm gonna put Cecilia over here as well too. I might even put her actually above all of them right there. She's great for AoE, but again, we're getting a lot of AoE units that are now doing much better. I'm gonna actually put Darcius up. I used to have him in B. I'm gonna put him on in A just because of his bleed. His bleed actually is pretty damn useful for a lot of dot teams, and dot teams can be fairly useful early on, mid game, hell, even some late game, depending on how much damage you're pulling off, right, with some of these units. So keep that in mind. If you're running a dot team, she actually plays a pretty decent role in there as well too. Okay, Frederick, I'm gonna put an S. Frederick went up a slot. That's right. He was an A originally, but I'm starting to like him a lot more. And same with Drazel. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. I'm pretty sure I am. Could be wrong. It is a holy tree, or the tree that, you know, is in Norse mythology. Good healer, actually. Good tank. I'm starting to like him a lot more. Same with Frederick. Frederick's actually low cost. Shield, survives, does decent damage. So much better tank than most of the rest. So we're going to put them there. Let's see here. In the A rank, I think we're pretty good. Oh, Adina. Adina's actually not bad. Pretty good damage reduction plus healing, so definitely deserves there. Hattie's another one that I'm going to put in S as well too. I'll probably put Hattie right there. Good disruptor, good off tank, does a rush, can stun, so overall has a pretty total package. But Vanna's actually I'm gonna put her in S. Actually, I'm gonna put her in A. Probably really biggest thing about her is the damage increase. Outside of that, honestly, don't use her very often. That's about all I find her useful for. Another one here is Theobald. Theobald is really good for crit resist down, more crits more often. I'd probably put her first here like that. She probably belongs in that category. And then from here, I think that pretty much will round up all of your... Oh, Agris. Agris definitely is up here. You've been using him a lot more for continuous damage and dot teams again. So if you're using Darcius, Agris, and T-Hattie, you're going to be doing a lot of damage really, really fast, especially fueling T-Hattie to do even more. So definitely worthwhile having up there for sure in the S rank. Let's see who else we got here. Let's go Starry-Eyed. Listen, I know a lot of people love her. I still do. Okay, you know what? I'll maybe take the suggestion. I usually have her in SS, but I dropped her down to S, and a lot of people were saying I think she deserves more. I don't agree with it personally. I think she's still definitely an SS character or an S character, only because the gather is either really good or really bad. The shield is phenomenal, obviously, but she does have her faults. But I'll put her in SS, maybe low tier SS this time around. Incendiary Agris. Listen, if you I love his kit. I just don't like the character too much. Too unpredictable. After the zero ultimate happens with the first death, too easy to die. Pretty squishy, so you got to really keep him alive. So that I definitely will put up there. And then in SS, we're gonna switch it up just a tad bit here slowly, guys. But let's see who else we got here in this category. I'll say, you know what? I'm gonna put Noah here as well. I'm gonna put Noah. He's starting to become less and less pivotal on this team, and obviously with the new introduction of T. Iona, who is another marksman, I find T. Noah to be a lot less viable as a DPS now compared to what he was before. All right, so let's go down here. You know what? I'll put T. Amy over here as well. You know, T. Amy goes over here. I'll put her up there. Okay, let's go to SS. These are going to be pretty much your best of the best characters. Okay, so there's only one tier above, and this is where we'll talk more about them. All right, Lorelei, I'm going to put actually an S as well too. The reason why I'm putting Lorelei in S, guys, is not because she's bad. She's actually incredible DPS. The only problem I have with her, and I'm still going to stick to this, is the fact that she is not able to sleep everybody, and her sleep plays a big role with part of her kit. And if she had sleep on bosses and stuff, I'd put her up here in elites. But because she doesn't, you know what, she could arguably be over here, but I'm going to keep her down here as the best S unit. I think that's still pretty damn viable unit right there. All right, next up, Serene. Now, I've had enough chance to play with Serene. Serene's fantastic. The only problem with Serene is she's mostly increasing marksman, which is great, but it's only mostly physical damage, I think, that she's providing, if I recall correctly. So I think SS for sure. We may have to reassess that when we get her higher up, but right now she's definitely a fantastic unit, but I wouldn't say a godly unit right now. Okay, so just hear me out on that one. All right, Lamia. Definitely top DPS, still one of the top DPS, still I'd say probably over here, and still one of the best AoE chain killers, period, right? Bella, definitely still one of the best tanks in the game. I'll put her right over here, right beside Transcendent Amy. Starry-Eyed Iona, I'll put her there. Acapella, I'm gonna put godly. Let's be real. I don't think anybody doesn't run Acapella anymore. If you don't running Acapella, I think you're kind of doing yourself a disservice, unless you're so whaley and OP that you don't need the extra buffs and the blood, but in my opinion, almost a necessity. Fleeting Bella, another godly unit. Just way too damn good. Just way too damn good. Van Helsing, again, going to be an SS. Del Carlo, definitely going to be an SS. Seth, for sure an SS. Best healer in the game, deserves to be up there. I'll put her above Del Carlo at this point. Lamine, honestly, yeah, I'm still struggling with this one. I still love her. She's great. And with a lot of AoE, she's good. But with low AoE, she's not. So I'm going to put her over here. Right there. I think she deserves that spot still. I had her in SS originally, or an S originally. I'm going to keep her in S originally, only because I feel like she still doesn't bring the same level of competitiveness as some of her better units. T Hattie honestly relies too much on dots. So as much as I want to keep her up here, now that the dot team has changed, it's more likely going to change up a little bit as well with the way people are structuring their teams. It should become less useful. So I'm going to put her down in S. I think that's fair. I might even put Transcendent Amy down here too. To be honest with you guys, I think that's fair too. I think this is keeping it more tight and more I want to say more meta, right? And then lastly, brand new character right over there. That's all you need for DPS, guys. At the moment, literally all you need for DPS. As a matter of fact, if you can build a very low structured cost team to do full Blood Moon, which is like, let's say Acapella with Frederick and then her, you're rolling. You're killing it. She's going to be casting her ultimates way more often than you should. You'll be debuffing everybody by 50% attack speed. Nobody will be able to keep up with you from a damage perspective, and you will destroy everything. Iona, Timeless Iona, is by far the best character and deserves all the love she's getting. And I'm scared to see after her what comes next, because so far every new character has been the meta, and it doesn't look like it's changing anytime soon. As a matter of fact, I go like that. And just so you guys can all see the tier list, this is what it's going to look like. I apologize. I actually didn't put my screen down, which I normally do. But there you guys go. Full tier list available for you now. This is the setup there. Thanks again for watching, guys. Peace out.